You are the ambassador to NATO. NATO has been a very hot topic and much desired for Ukraine for some time. Right now, where the current situation is, President Trump hasn't publicly offered any kind of security assurances or arms sales to Ukraine. Let's just start there. Could that happen in any potential deal?
Remember, a couple of weeks ago, we did agree to sell U.S. armaments, which are the best. And it's one of the reasons that, quite frankly, Vladimir Putin wants the meeting, is because U.S. equipment is now moving to Ukraine, being purchased by our European and Canadian NATO allies. And that's a big step. And obviously, the sanctions and the tariffs that were placed on India, I think, also brought Vladimir Putin to the table. But, sort of whether or not a membership to NATO is on the table, the deciders of that ultimately is not Russia. The deciders of that are the 32 members of NATO who have to agree unanimously to admit anyone to membership. And, there's a lot of steps along the way before that would ever happen. But at the same time, Russia doesn't have a vote on that, that I can tell.
Russia doesn't have a vote on it, but Vladimir Putin certainly has an opinion on it. What are you hearing from your counterparts there about the notion of that being any part of these broader discussions, that being Ukrainian membership to NATO?
While we were at the NATO summit in The Hague a couple months ago, President Trump expressed publicly that he was taken by how much the European allies especially emphasized the Ukrainian conflict as important to their own security. And I think that kind of struck a chord with him. And I think he's been taking steps to, one, to end this war, but at the same time to make sure that Ukraine can defend itself. And that's why we announced the deal with the sale of U.S. equipment. But the Europeans are very seriously invested and interested in the outcome of this war, and they want to make sure that the deal, if done, is fair to Ukraine, especially, who was invaded by Russia. But at the same time, it's a deal that both sides can agree to. And, my European allies here at NATO have a very keen interest in this war. They're paying close attention, and a lot of them are writing checks to support Ukraine in many different ways.